Hello, TCI family. Jonathan's Refuge coming to you live from the porch, or one of the porches, out at our new headquarters up here in the beautiful county of Snohomish County, out in Marysville, overlooking, I should say, Marysville, up on the hill. Beautiful area. Let's get into the message tonight. So, I'm going to be teaching actually out of a book called Secrets of the Stoics. And the author's name is, if you can see it, Jason Hemlock. It's a small book, very short read. This book will change your life. Specifically, this book is talking about, and it's going to go through three people. Marcus Aurelius, which was one of the Caesars and one of the most brilliant men of all time. Everything you trace in society currently can be traced back to knowledge that came from Marcus Aurelius, a brilliant man. Been studying him my whole life. Epictetus, another amazing philosopher, and then Seneca. And so this book takes you through them. And one of the things is you're going to learn in this book is the spiritual journey will take you from the ability to realize that you own nothing, that everything is just a gift and a loan. So there's no reason to be upset if you lose a friend or a family member the way that we do it nowadays. So often I see people so devastated, and I am one of them. Please hear this. I am one of the ones who did it. I lost a child. And for years, I have allowed that pain I earned that pain. That was my child. I lost my child. I did not lose my child. I did not. I had a gift that was given to me and his mom, my best friends, till the day she died. And that gift was a loan from God. It wasn't mine. It wasn't hers. And when you look at things like your house, this $1 million property, this gorgeous facility, and the view, I mean, it's just a big, you guys have seen it on our Facebook and different things. Let me see if I can just spin I don't know if you'll get a good shot or not out there, but there's so much into the distance. When you walk around, we can see the sound from the second floor, and we can see the Olympic mountain range from our porch and our windows, and it's just magnificent out here. But we don't own it. And I know you say, wait, you just bought it. Yes. So you own it. Yes. But do we really own it? No. What we have is a loan. We're temporarily in control of it, is what we have. So temporarily, we have control of this multi-million-dollar property. But how fast does you own your house? How fast does it stay your house if you don't pay your mortgage? It's no longer your house. The bank takes it. What if you own the house outright and you pay for the whole property in cash? Do you own it? Don't pay your taxes and see how fast they take your property. So do you really own anything? Not really. You don't. You're just a caretaker of things. Things are a gift or they're a loan from the bank. How many countries have had land and then the country takes on another country and they lose the battle and they lose half their country? You see what I'm saying? They owned it. It was their country. Look at Mexico. Look at other countries. Look at America. Look at Canada. Look at Europe. We've had states that had parts of the state in the beginning when this was being founded, and they were chopping up parts of the states and it didn't work, and they re-chopped it up and rezoned it, and Arkansas had a part that was part of another state, and then it became part of this state, and the whole right on down the road, state of Maine was part of Massachusetts. And then the people of that region said, we don't want to be part of Massachusetts. We're our own place. So they became their own state. But it was another state. So did Massachusetts lose it? No, it wasn't theirs to lose. They were just caretakers of it. So when you think about that, I want you to think about as we go through this, the secrets to enjoying a simple life. I'm going to read a couple things and then we're going to talk about it. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Epictetus said that. It's a beautiful statement. And so often we should not look and believe the lack of silver and gold to be proof of a simple life. So many people think that I had an ex-wife who believed if you just lived a simple life, that meant you didn't have possessions. And that's not true. You can be a millionaire and have possessions and live a simple life. None of this is mine. I'm just a caretaker. And it's important to have that philosophy. Here's the key to this philosophy. And so what's interesting is the secret of enjoying a simple life is that it's not about a lack of money or possessions, but rather a lack of want and need, a lack of envy, a lack of stress, a lack of insecurity, a lack of resentment. Well, that guy still works over there. That woman's still employed and I'm not. This guy had a perfect, court. His judge didn't sentence him like I got sentenced. That's resentment. If you have that, you're not living a good life. You're misery and you're just piling it on yourself. And it's not about money or possessions or lack of money or possessions that makes it all work. It's the lack of envy. There's people with bigger houses than this property. I don't care. I don't envy it. There's people with smaller properties. I don't care. I don't envy it. I'm grateful to have the gift that I have received in this world, and it's beautiful. Number one, it talks about materialism, possessions outside of your control. Now, listen to how he says this. What's interesting is material things are indifferent, but how we handle them is not indifferent. So material things are indifferent. The house here does not care about Jonathan Brown, and it does not care that I'm an archbishop. It does not care that I did this or did that. It has no care. It doesn't care that you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Jew, or Gentile. It doesn't care. It's indifferent. The car does not care who owns it or who drives it. It doesn't. It's indifferent. Because those are things that are possessions. They're not people, which are different. Now, number two, the only thing you can control are your thoughts. This is one of the most pivotal things in this conversation today that you need to think about. Think about your home for a moment, whether you own or rent it. Is it really truly yours? It's not. And what's interesting is we're only ever borrowing it for an indeterminate amount of time. Hear that. The author says we're only borrowing it for an indeterminate amount of time. My grandmother owned and my grandfather owned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses. They had 6 kids, one died, so they had 5 kids. They left all the houses to the kids. Do you know how many of those houses? And they homesteaded 3 of those houses were homesteads, by the way, in Orange County, California. So imagine how much money that's worth. They're next to Euclid and Cantella by Disneyland. They're all gone. Not one of them are in my family's names. They were the homesteads. Doesn't matter. The only thing we can control are our thoughts. I can't control my son, and I couldn't control him. He still wanted to be a fighter like his old man. So he got in the ring. I told him, you got a bad heart. I had to stop fighting because if I didn't, I could pop. And all that stress and all the fighting and the violence and the punches, you take a wrong blow, it can put a shock into your vascular system and blow your valve. There's so many issues you don't even understand. I can control anything, I thought. I have no control except for my thoughts. Well, the president did this. I don't care. President Trump did this. Yep. And President Biden did that. Doesn't matter. Republican or Democrat. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I control none of that. But I can control my thoughts. That's the only thing I can control. That's the only thing you can control. Number 3 says being a minimalist in your words and deeds will make you a better communicator. I used to preach for an hour and a half when I first started preaching. In 1997, I was ordained. I preached probably 200-300 messages before I was ordained. But upon my ordination, that was in 1997. Gosh, I'm coming up on, what's that, 30 years coming up here in another 2 years? Another year and a half. I'll be 30 years in the ministry. 3 decades. Started at an hour and a half, and I realized the older I got, the smarter I could get if I learned. So I listen to friends like Tony Robbins and other people, and Tony does what they call immersion training. So he immersions, you are immersed into a whole complete tub of his training. That is a way to do it. But unless you're going to do that immersion and totally get immersed into the philosophies and the training, then the reality is you need to keep your messages to 20 minutes or less, because after 20 minutes, you don't remember everything that's being said. Oh, hi, Belle. Belle, this is our therapy dog, Belle. Belle, come here, say hi to everybody. She's our head therapy dog here, and she's a white German Shepherd, a beautiful dog. She's just over 2 years old. Belle, it's okay. Hey, it's okay. Sorry if you guys hear her bark. So the next thing he talks about, and this is important when it comes to being a minimalist in your words and deeds, is most of us don't listen when we're having a conversation. Here's why. We're sitting there, or patiently or not, waiting for our turn to share our brilliant idea about something that they said that sparked your idea. So you're not even listening most of the time to people. So the reality is, keep your messages short. After 20 minutes, we don't retain any of the info you talk about. That's why I keep my messages to around 20 minutes. Now it talks about number 4 says you really don't need very much. And here's one of the stars there. It talks about if you're reading this, the chances are very high that you have access to food, water, shelter, clothing, etc. These basics are all anyone really needs. Everything else is just gravy. I have all the basics covered. I have a home and a roof. I have an old truck that the company lets me drive that's 15 years old. I only own one working vehicle in my life. It's a Harley. It's a old Harley. I paid $6,000 for it. What is it? A 2000 and I think it's a 2006 Harley, and I paid $6,000 for it. Just under $6,000, actually, five something. I don't need much. I love the fact that our company and all these nonprofits and these organizations and our churches are flourishing, but I don't need much. I just need to make sure my belly's filled and I can, you know, have a decent life. Sorry, guys. Heather, Belle's attacking the people delivering stuff. She's coming. You got a guy on the fence over there all hemmed up, and I'm in the middle of the service. Sorry, guys. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I'm in the middle of preaching, and things are going on. So, Heather, they're over there. As you can see, this is a working office. And wow, that just stopped the whole message. Okay. So, where are we at? Number 5. True happiness comes from within. Bill Gates had $1 billion and he still got divorced. It didn't stop him from getting divorced. Money can't fix your problems, and that's just a simple fact. Sorry, the dog thing just threw me all off, so I'm just going to get to the part at the end here. Be grateful, yet be detached. Be grateful, but be detached. I'm grateful for this house, but if it disappeared in a year or 2 or 5, it's just a house. I've had mansions, I've had yachts, I've had the brand new ones, I've had old ones, I've had speedboats, I've had cigarette boats. Those are speedboats that are big, big speedboats. I've had all kinds of things in my life. I've had Ferraris, but here's the thing: I don't care about any of that. It doesn't mean anything to me. I'm grateful for it, but I'm not attached. Don't be attached to things. If you're attached to it, it's a possession. I found myself doing that all the time. You have to be able to allow yourself to realize the only thing you should be attached to are your thoughts, and you control those, and you need to control those. Again, sorry, guys, we had a big disturbance. I need to just cut this short. I love you guys so much. Do me a favor. Make sure you realize one thing. There's only one thing you control. Not your girlfriend, not your wife, not your husband, not your boyfriend. Simply your thoughts. And what we do with that. Our actions are dependent on what we do with our thoughts. So when someone calls me a racial name, someone calls me a very mean name, someone calls me this or that, do I really care? Sure, it hurts. Does it? I don't care. For about 1 second, it hits me and I'm like, I can't believe he just said that about me. And then I let it go. All right, guys. Love you. Take care.